Hello and welcome to Business News. I am Omobolanle Adeshui. The projected GDP growth rate of 4.2% for the 2022 budget of economic growth and sustainability is not sustainable if government plans to maintain inflation rate at 13%. This is according to Mukhtar Mohammed, CEO, Finance with Mukhtar Mohammed. While providing insight into the 2022 budget, Mohammed said the government must be proactive in its administration of the budget given the many factors in the pre-election year. Mukhtar spoke on Business Breakfast earlier in the day.
They may definitely not be able to do anything substantial because we have seen it that this is one administration that is slow in taking decisions when it has to do with the economy, when it has to do with the well-being of Nigeria. The only time you see them taking good and fast decisions is when it has to do with them or when it has to do with a particular region in Nigeria. So for me, what do we need to do? We need to do what we need to do. And what we need to do is begin to see how we can bring down the cost of governance. There is no reason why the president, who is an advocate of reduction in cost of governance, will be having two special assistants to do the work. So that is some of the cost of governance that we are talking about. Reduce the cost of governance and then use that fund to begin to galvanize the economy. If the cost of governance go down, we'll have a very, very robust economy. Because part of what is happening to the economy, government has seen themselves as a social investment.
And the World Bank has disclosed that Nigeria's debt, which may be considered sustainable for now, is vulnerable and costly. According to the Washington-based global financial institution, the country's debt is also at risk of becoming unsustainable in the event of macro-fiscal shocks. The bank said this in the November edition of its Nigeria Development Update. It said, quote, Nigeria's debt remains sustainable, albeit vulnerable and costly, especially due to large and growing financing from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. While currently the debt stock of 27% of the gross domestic product is considered sustainable, any macro-fiscal shock can push debt to unsustainable levels. However, the debt to the GDP in Nigeria is rising quickly, and the total stock debt in absolute value has almost doubled between 2016 and 2020. And without a policy change, it is expected to reach 40% of the GDP by 2025. End of quote. The bank further expressed concerns over the nation's cost of debt servicing, which, according to it, disrupts public investment and critical service delivery spending. The Executive Secretary, Heda Resource Center, Mr. Sulaiman Arigbabu, has stated that adequate access and effective utilization of climate information could address the challenges hindering farmers' productivity by at least 50%. Arigbabu stated this at a one-day workshop on developing a feedback framework for climate information in Lagos. According to him, the essence of the workshop is to strengthen climate information service delivery in the country in order to build resilience in the Nigeria's food system. He said, quote, what we have realized is that so many farmers are still unaware of the extent to which Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NIMET, is able to provide this information, as many are also now aware that there is a yearly prediction for climate information, end of quote. He, however, lamented that NIMET's capacity has not been optimally adopted and adapted in the nation's agri sector, saying that climate information is not getting to the farmers as and when needed. The Ogun State government has said it is optimistic about meeting and even surpassing its 100 billion naira internally generated revenue target for 2022 because of the numerous innovative ideas already put in place. The State Commissioner for Finance and Chief Economic Advisor to the Governor, Dapo Okubadejo, described the IGR target as realizable. Okubadejo, in an interview with journalists on Monday in Abeokuta, said the government had broadened its revenue base through innovation, provision of infrastructure, and digital transformation initiatives towards the realization of the target. Okubadejo said the state witnessed giant strides through rapid socio-economic and infrastructural development in all the 3 sectorial districts. He said the achievement recorded by Prince Dakwa Abiodun's administration in the last 31 months had been a result of the judicious and prudent management of resources available to it. The Area 2 Command of the Nigeria Customs Service in Onne Port has said it collected 188.64 billion naira from January to December 2021 in revenues, compared to 69.68 billion naira it generated in 2020. In a statement, the Customs Area Controller of the Command, Comptroller Awal Muhammad, commended the officers for the feats achieved in revenue collection, enforcement and trade facilitation. Muhammad added, in 2022, whoever attempts doing the wrong thing, like smuggling through Onne Port, will get his cargo seized and risks facing arrest for prosecution in accordance with the Customs and Excise Management Act. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, has said it has commenced fully digital manifest management regime for all vessels calling at all Nigerian ports. The fiscal transaction concerning sailing certificates and cargo manifest processing are being phased out completely as stakeholders are encouraged to fully embrace the agency's initiative by visiting the NIMASA portal. In a statement, the Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Bashir Jamo, said the automation is aimed at further reducing human interaction, improve efficiency, and block revenue leakages. According to him, in line with the federal government executive order on ease of doing business, NIMASA is committed to improving turnaround time of vessels, reduction of human interface in majority of their transactions with stakeholders in a bid to ensure transparency and professionalism that the sector requires to grow. Electricity distribution companies, DISCOs, only managed to remit 265.03 billion naira of the expected 519.77 billion naira to the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading Company, NBET, in the first 6 months of 2021. Data from the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, said that the latest in the series revealed that despite intermittent government intervention, liquidity in the sector has remained a major challenge. In the first 2 quarters, spanning January to June, the data show that only about half of the total expected payment to NBET were made by the 11 DISCOs to NBET and the marketing operator, MO. From January to March, the DISCOs received 260.07 billion naira invoices for energy they got from the bulk trader and for service charges by the MO, out of which only a sum of 134.92 billion naira was settled. In the same vein, for the second quarter between April and June, while the power distributors were billed 259.7 billion naira, only 130.11 billion naira was remitted. And moving on to the foreign scene, Deloitte in the United States, which provides industry advisory services, has said that the oilfield services sector globally will stay at 25% below 2019 levels this year. In its outlook for 2022, the firm stated that this is despite the sector slashing costs and optimizing operations to stay afloat even before the pandemic. Being traditionally dependent on upstream cycles, Deloitte pointed out that the sector is now likely to see a permanent structural shift as rapid energy transition shifts the scales of oil and gas revenue spending. Not surprisingly, spending in the oilfield services, OFS, which declined during the pandemic, is expected to remain about 25% below 2019 levels until 2025. With a broadening decarbonization mandate across industries, it reasoned that companies have an opportunity to lead the way for customers by fully re-engineering traditional OFS business models and solutions outside the traditional oilfield services and to other industries. And European stocks opened higher on Tuesday as positive New Year momentum continues in global markets. The Pan-European Stoxx 600 index opened 0.6% higher with all sectors in positive territory. apart from healthcare and chemical stocks. Airlines and travel stocks were among the biggest gainers on the index, with the sector up 3.4%. Leading the Stoxx 600 index, International Consolidated Airlines Group and Wizz Air were both up 10% respectively, while German travel company TUI was up 7%. The poorest performing stock on the index was Delivery Hero, down 3.4%. European stocks kicked off 2022 with a bang on Monday, with most major regional indexes higher on the first trading day of the new year. There is still much uncertainty around the COVID-19 pandemic. However, with multiple countries around the world reimposing restrictions on lockdowns to stop the spread of the highly contagious Omicron variant. And that's it from the business desk. Thank you so much for watching. I am Omobolanle Adeshi. Bye for now.